And we are live.
Hello.
Like right as I took the everything live, I saw Raven's chair turn. I thought he was getting up to walk away for a moment.
You're like, no. Straight port.
Nope, I was literally just running to grab something. All good.
Oh, Jeebus. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. Oh, God.
Wrong game.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Wrong game.
Nope. Well, you know what?
A Zelda tabletop game now?
Oh, God, I wish. No,
You know what?
that's my alarm.
I'd be down for that. I would totally be down for that.
God, I would totally walk up. Oh, God, it's been forever. Azura?
Azora?
Zora's. Oh,
Zora's?
God. Yes, Zora. I would so be a Zora. Oh, be amazing.
I think like everybody would be like Zora and Gerudo. There would be like no Hylians anywhere.
I actually would also like to be, oh God, again, I'm so rusty. The desert race. The one that Ganon is.
Gerudo.
Yeah. Oh, because I'm thinking of the rock race. Never mind. Yeah, those are awesome.
Those are
'Cause I
the
figured
rock
everyone
one
else
is
would be, yeah.
Goron.
Yeah, the
Hylian.
Gorons are the rock people.
Right. Well, I would figure everyone else would want to be a Hylian.
Oh,
So, how have you guys been?
Busy.
I had a 2.5 hour meeting before I even got out of bed this morning.
You know,
That's impressive.
some people call that a dream.
I kind of wish it was a dream, but then I also kind of don't, because then I'd be dreaming about having meetings, and then I'd have to wake up and actually have meetings, and it would that doesn't sound like fun.
Meeting prep.
everyone has had work dreams before. They're not fun.
Oh God, no.
Where you wake up in a panic because something happened in a dream. You're like,
I didn't get those reports done in time.
However, my day was just made infinitely better like half a minute before we went live here, when I discovered, and you will enjoy this, Rojan, unless you've found it already.
in which case we hate you.
Yeah, in which case we hate you for not telling us. In set 2 of the Dragon Age stuff, there's a set of reference sheets that has all the stunts on it, has the action stuff on it, it has the magical mishaps on it, has all of it listed there, easy access, so we don't have to open the bloody player's guides every time.
Set 2, you say?
Set 2. There's literally something that says set 2 reference sheets, which is 4 pages of everything we keep looking for.
You know what? I'm just as blind as the rest of you. I never saw that.
The thing that we kept having like 3 different books open, 3 copies of the same book to find what we needed. There, right there.
Well then.
And you know, the only reason I found that is because I was looking at set 1 and I was like, ooh, set 1 has a map of Ferelden. I wonder which map set 2 has. Wait, it has reference sheets?
What are these mythical reference sheets you speak of?
Well, now, I guess we now have that. Wait, you said spell mishaps?
Yeah, so when you thankfully it's never come up for me yet, but I'm sure it will. When you're casting a spell, if you don't hit the target number and you roll a 1 on your dragon die, then you have to roll a d6 and something bad happens to you.
Well, now you know it's going to happen now because we found it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like the ability, just like that whole out of sight, out of mind. It never happens, but the moment it happens.
Yep. When I was making the character, I did read about the mishaps, and I kind of kept it in the back of my mind that if I failed a spell and got a 1, I'd have to go back and find them again. Thankfully, it hasn't happened yet. So,
Fox, I want to see that rolling a 6 on that.
I don't want to see a 6 or a 5 for that matter.
I mean, I tortured Fox and Zorro last night enough. I mean, how are you liking your friend Gary?
I have the heebie-jeebies.
Funny enough, none of that was planned. I came up with that on the spot when you said you wanted to look for a bookstore.
You know what? I was going to ask if you had this like pre-planned to where you already had this idea, but you were just finding a way to like stick it in somewhere.
Nope, completely pulled it out of my butt.
Oh God, it's so creepy.
I'm like, you know what? This sounds cool. We're just gonna run with it.
Oh God.
Serious case of, have you met Gary?
Well, like the whole Avatar thing, the giant eye with teeth, is just based off of the Eye of Cthulhu from Terraria. If anybody's ever played Terraria.
I only have like 1,500 hours in it, so.
Oh yeah, well I have nothing. So
can fix
no.
We can fix that.
That's okay.
Have
But,
you met our Lord and Savior modded Terraria?
Oh, modded Terraria is great. So Raven, what have you been up to?
I have spent most of my week taking care of my father now that he is out of the hospital.
How's he doing?
That's a loaded question. Things are going reasonably well. How's that?
Well, that's good.
It's a lot of learning of what he can do and what he can't do or easily. For anyone who's never had has known anyone who has had a limb amputated, it adds a whole level of excitement to everything. And in a lot of cases, not good excitement either.
Yeah, I had a friend who I just like learned like a couple months ago or something that he had his leg amputated. Just out of the blue, like he went to the hospital one day because he had an infection.
Yep.
And they needed to amputate his leg.
Yep. And it gets really exciting really quickly because you have to relearn how to do pretty much everything. So that's how my week's been. I'm good.
Fox, Zora, what have you guys been up to since yesterday?
More of the same, mostly. Electrician was back again today to do more stuff. There's a bit more work with the electrical than we thought there would be because, just our luck. Last year, all the code standards were changed for electrical. And now, like, the entire house has to be updated to last year's changes before we can sell it. So that's a fun expense that nobody has any money for, but it has to be done. So there's that. And working my butt off on the big announcement that Hunter and I are making tomorrow. Well, I say Hunter and I, but I'm actually not going to be there because I made plans like a month and a half ago. So I'm just dumping it in his lap and leaving.
So what time is that announcement being made?
5 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, so I should be able to see what this whole thing is about.
Yeah.
The announcement of the announcement.
Yes.
He's starting a D&D channel.
I wish, honestly.
Fox doesn't have time for this.
He's joining Behold Roleplay. Again.
You know what? If he wanted to start a D&D channel, I totally would have time for it because, I'd still have my time on this channel. And then my dedicated work time with Hunter would also include D&D. So,
Fox would just like have 8 million arts and crafts of all the characters that he plays.
I'd be down for it.
I mean, honestly, the joke that I made yesterday, it's your death shield because you're working on the crafts. The DMs don't want to kill you because that would be a bad thing.
Exactly. I actually did a foam test of some of the finger plates that I'm going to be doing for the gauntlets that I'm making. It seems to be working out pretty well with the way those are layered.
Oh wow!
Movement still.
That's cool.
So once I think what I'm going to end up doing is doing the whole thing in foam, and then once I'm satisfied with how it articulates, then I'm going to transfer the pattern onto aluminum and start hammering it out.
Okay. And that, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that because I saw the tiefling headpiece that you were making for the live game.
Those were really fun.
I saw that in the background last week when we were doing that other show, Gibbering Mouthers.
That other one,
that other one where I'm just throwing random bookstore old ones at you. What about you, Zoro? You get any sleep last night, or did Gary keep you up?
No, I had to get up and work in 5 hours, so no, I passed out. But throughout the day, I was like, oh my God, I need to draw like a mini comic version of this. And so I was able to get some sketches out at lunch. But no, it was just it was a busy day. I mean, I didn't do much at work, but it felt busy. My brain felt busy, let's put it that way. And yeah, just a lot on my plate coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So it's just me trying to organize and get things situated and all that good stuff. And yeah, all that jazz.
Yep. Today for me has just been waiting by the phone and doing everything that I can around the house. Tried out the new Dauntless expansion that came out today. It's glorious. It definitely adds like a ton of replayability to the game, and it keeps you coming back for more because of everything that you now can level up and progress through. My only sad part of that was like all of my heroic tier gear that was maxed out was taken down to a level 7, because now you can max out at 15. The only problem is you have to be a certain level in order to progress the armor further. So like I main hammers, so it's like, oh, your hammer skill is at rank 7 when I started, and I can't progress my hammer anymore until I get my hammer skill up to rank 11. So it's not something you can just fast forward through now anymore. And the new hunt pass launched as well, and it's a summer theme, and it's pretty cool. The first level that you get if you buy the premium is a really epic looking arrival emote where a spiral of flame happens and then you appear in the center of it. It's
nice.
Pretty legit.
So looking forward to having the time to jump back into that game.
Oh, like I went from being solely hammer based to now hammers and repeaters.
Nice.
Because guns. Now, if they ever make a fist weapon, I'm just throwing both of those aside and just going fists.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did, honestly, at some point.
Because I just want to run up to the behemoths and punch them. Don't need no weapons. Speaking of needing weapons, though, things happened last week for you guys. And a certain somebody who is not here, Impious is over at the St. Jude event right now, so that's why he's not here tonight. Zoro is here, but her camera decided that it didn't want to work tonight, so instead we have her character art, but she is here and she is playing.
My laptop just hates me. It's old, but it's all I have right now. Womp womp.
Okay, there's light at the end of that tunnel now.
So who wants to give a rundown of what happened last time we played?
Frick, what happened last time we played? Okay. I think I remember. So I'll do it. So after saving Esthea and from the bathhouse, took her back, where we learned a little bit more about the bathhouse girl. Kind of, apparently she creeped everyone out in town. But Orzus came back and kind of stalked us a little bit while we were doing our thing, and decided to play a trick on Esthea by I believe it was in blood. He put down like is a blood mage or something on her hotel room.
He carved it into the door.
Carved it. Okay, that's right. And so of course when everyone woke up, the tavern was all abuzz. And thankfully Volantha was able to sway everyone to kind of go away, and it was just all a hoax. Deciding that everyone was going to go shopping since Esthea's clothes were burned from the bathhouse, and continue their journey. They decided to go and get breakfast. Meanwhile, Orzus decided to still play devil's advocate and whisper in everyone's ears saying like, oh no, it's of course, the blood mage's friend would say that, saying there's no blood mage. And it was just this huge back and forth. Do we burn the mage? Do we bury the mage? Like, what do we believe or blah? So thankfully, Magnus came in and kind of fanned that fire for the most part. And then the people who weren't swayed and were about to try and throw Thea into some water.
See if the mage would float like a duck.
Yeah, or just decided to pull a 180 and be like, "What? I don't know what y'all talking about. You're all weird." That was another Canary. Oh, it was interesting. So, pretty sure out of pure jealousy of our amazing Mabaris, Orns just wanted a bear. So, after doing some shopping, so Thea was not in a bathrobe the whole time. And with much convincing, everyone agreed to finally travel the day's journey back to the bear cave, where they came across 3 bears, one of which was actually, I don't necessarily want to say tamed, but subdued by Orzus, of which he grabbed a harness and a muzzle from a shop to help with the subduing of the bear. So that bear, for the most part, is just hanging out with us in the middle of the cave while we are still dealing with 2 other very angry bears. And that's where we left off.
Yep, we left off in the middle of combat, by the way.
Yes, we
Let me
did.
bring up the old map here. So, kicking off where we left off here, we're at the top of the initiative with, I think it's, yep, the big bear, doing its thing. The one that it has been muzzled and everything. I need to make a roll for it. Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Oof. All right. So you see this bear. It's like you saw that when Orzus stared it down, there was just like this look in its eyes, like it was just giving up. But now you see a fire just erupt, like a fire in its eyes as it begins to slowly like get up, and it starts shaking its head, trying to get the muzzle off of, like the muzzle and the harness off of its body, giving out very angry sounds as, try as it might, it can't get loose of the straps, and it runs forward in anger and goes to swipe at Valantha.
Whoa, bro, I didn't put it on your face. I haven't bear whispered you yet.
I'm sorry, it's going to try to bite you, not swipe at you.
Aww. Why you gotta come at me like that, bro? I didn't want to capture you. Ugh.
Oh, and it got stun points.
No.
No. I think it has favorites too. Let me see here. Well, you're lucky because, all right, so it is going to it's gonna bite you and knock you prone.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's see. So, oh, not 2d6. Wow.
I wanted to spare the bear.
All right, so you're gonna take 10 points of damage, and you're gonna be knocked prone. And with the rest of his stunt points, he's gonna throw you back.
Aw, rude.
So he just, the bear lunges forward and just grabs Valantha in its jaws and shakes her a little bit and just throws her back about 2 yards. What do we got now? Oh, the bear that is on Magnus and Steinbeck, he was currently prone. So he's gonna stand up and he's gonna try to take a swipe attack at our dwarf here.
Oh,
21. All right, so
Rude.
it has a +8. Oh my god.
on its claws, yeah. Uh, 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Estia.
I suddenly don't like this situation very much at all. The bear that's like all up in our faces right now, this one here,
Mm-hmm.
I assume is looking very aggressive now.
It's looking aggressive. It's looking aggressive and kind of feral. The look of a injured corner animal.
All right, well, maybe we can persuade it to, step back a bit.
So let's see. 15 will hit it.
Okay.
12.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Oh my god, we have to retame the damn bear.
So you see Estia put up her hand, and much reminiscent of Jimmy, that arcane lance just goes right into its face, and the bear drops dead.
Son of a bitch.
And I think even Estia is like a little surprised by that.
Yeah, the bear had 1 HP.
Oh,
Oh,
dear me.
Or is this beat it immensely into submission? Steinbeck.
Okay. We do not have dog character sheets. Okay.
we do not, but I sent you the stats for the Mabari.
Yeah.
I've got these somewhere.
Plethora of rules and stuff we have to have at the ready.
It was that thing. I knew it was here somewhere. That's what I need. Okay. This has this thing stood up yet? Yes, it did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so
Before you do that, Weirds did point something out. The bear that bit Valantha had a muzzle on it.
that does point out a problem. Yes.
It couldn't bite me.
It could still, it could, yeah, it pretty much just like did a very hard snoot boop.
Oh, snoop boop. So does that mean the damage was half?
You know what? Yeah, I'll go ahead and say the damage from that was half because it didn't get the bite on you. You pretty much just face butted you.
Okay.
Right. Steinbeck is going to try to drag this thing back down since he noticed it stood up again. Let's see what we get.
13
Apparently,
will hit.
no stunts, but
8 damage. And you can see that Steinbeck behind the bear has just been going to town on one of this one of the bear's back legs. As you can see, it's just it has like multiple bite marks and torn meat and everything, and it kind of looks like Steinbeck's enjoying himself, like he's reveling in the combat.
Good dog. Good dog.
All right, Orzus is not here. Uranus.
He's just gonna stay put, sitting like right at my feet, being a good boy.
just striking that that best in show pose.
Yep.
All right, Magnus.
You know what? We're gonna take a round out of the in front of me.
Rosa, he is currently at a St. Jude event right now.
Ooh. Ooh.
That'll hit, and you've got 5 stunt points.
Well then. Hey, look, I've got a reference sheet.
Oh my god. That lethal blow, though.
You know. I think we're doing that.
I mean, is there any other option?
No. So this one's going to be 5d6 then. Yes. That.
16
ones in that.
3
roll.
ones in that one. That, yeah.
Did it get the other?
Let me see.
Yeah. Yep, it
5d6. Yep. So even with
we have an emote for that.
Oh, we do, yeah. We do have a brand new botch emote, you guys, that Malaveth made for us. Something we expect that is going to be spammed constantly, especially on the Sunday game.
Yep.
Even with like those 3 ones, when you bring that axe down, you could see the front right side of it kind of buckle under the blow, as it just has this deep gash now just embedded into its shoulder. Let's see, the bear that is on Orzus, since Orzus is not here and I cannot in good conscience attack a person who is AFK. What is their speed? I don't think they have that great speed. They've got 13. So he's gonna come over here and try to help his brethren against the dwarf who just swung for the fences. He's gonna go for a good old bite attack. 17?
Yep.
All right, you're gonna take 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Valentha.
Oh god. Okay. I am actually going to come over here, get kind of close to this bear. Oh god, I'm going to
Sorry, before you do that, I assigned HP on people's bars on the character sheet, so if you could put if you could subtract the HP up there so like everyone can see your HP totals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Yeah. You guys have little fancy health bars now.
What?
Which I kind of like that they added for the Roll20 update. Now you can see how much HP a character or creature has.
It allows you people
in numbers.
Chat to have the appropriate panic attack like we are.
Can we see our max? Because I don't even know what my max is.
Your max is 29.
Yeah.
Oh, my max is actually 35.
Oh, your max is 35?
Yeah, it was just 29 because that's how much health I had left over last game.
Oh, okay. So you should.
Mines are on the character sheet. You also have a max and a regular health option.
Yeah, no, I have 35 in
Okay.
that max.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it in there. That's how I was able to keep track of it. But I was like, oh, 29 is what I started today
I
with.
like the fact that the Roll21 also responds to pluses and minuses. You don't have to give it a new total.
Yeah.
You just have to tell it what to take away.
Yep.
Or add.
Nice. Oh God. Okay, so I'm going to take out some meat. I'll take out some of the, what did I have last time? Elk meat, whatever. Something that looks a little juicier to a bear than a ration. And kind of hold it up in a non-threatening manner to this bear right here. And be like, it's all right. We promise we're going to take care of you. Are you hungry?
Oh, okay. If you're gonna make an animal handling roll,
Yep.
you're gonna have a -3 to this.
What? Why?
Because you're in the middle of combat
I know. Well,
And it's a bear.
I know.
and it's a bear.
Oh, what is this?
It's
What
not
am
like
I-
a Mabari that actually understands you.
I know. I know. What am I rolling?
Animal handling, which is communication.
All right. Um
So-
-3.
6, 11, 13, 15. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Damn it. All right.
So like as you're holding the meat out trying to like calm it down, you just see its attention go from Magnus to you, and then it just licks its chops.
I'm okay with this. After can after seeing that it didn't work, can I just kind of like drop it in front of me? Like
Yeah,
as an offering?
you could drop the meat in front of you.
Okay, because the fifth, I don't really, it's not quite there yet for me to want to feed it out of my hand. So I'm just gonna kind of offer it to it on the floor in front of me. Just,
All right,
I'll take one step back.
Saran.
Yeah, he's actually not doing too hot, so he's just going to hang out with his buddy over here.
All right, how much HP does Saran have normally?
25.
Normally he has 25.
What does he have right now?
5.
Oof.
Yeah, he got hit hard by the bear last time.
Okay, I'm kind of happy that I didn't have the mama bear attack Saran then.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why he's not really fighting this much this round. He did good at the beginning, and then the bear took a really heavy whack at him. So, yeah, he's just gonna be good doge right over there.
All right, so we got another claw swipe coming at Magnus here.
Be fine.
18.
Still okay.
Did it hit you? Did it? It hit. Okay, that's what I needed to know, is if it hit
I'm not that tanky.
yet. All right, so total of 12. Estia.
Well, that one bear down there is trying to eat Magnus, and Valentha is trying to offer the other one meat. So we're going to go ahead and attack this one down here.
Okay.
Just within range of our arcane lance. So I'm not
Yay!
gonna move.
You read the scenario. The oldest Thea wouldn't have cared.
That will hit, and you have 4 spell stunt points.
Okay. 4 I think we're going to use fast casting on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the damage on that one would be 12.
All right. So does it allow you to cast another spell on the
Same turn. Essentially, it
is it
makes
same target? Let's see. It doesn't say that it has to be the same the target. So that 12 is actually going to kill the bear that's on Magnus.
Oh. Well.
So the arcane lance just rips like through its neck and just drops it on the floor in front of a heavily injured Magnus.
2 bears down.
2 bears down.
Surprisingly, 2 bears down, and I can still cast a spell.
Cast sleep. Do you have sleep? Cast
Don't
sleep.
have that one.
Yep. The only requirements is it must have a casting time of a major action or minor action.
Yep. So you know what? I'm gonna give Valentha her chance to try again with that bear if she wants to. I'm gonna move, like scooch right past my pop here, and I am going to try to heal Valentha's doggo.
Okay.
Thank you for saving my pooch.
That it will go off. The target
Nice.
number is 10, and you easily beat that.
Ooh.
And we are going to spend 3 mana points on that so we can heal it by 3d6.
Nice.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my poor puppy.
So it gets back 10.
Yay.
I saw that one in the Dragon Dice slot, and I'm like, oh god, no.
Right?
Oh, thank you, my poor Doge. Oh my god, it's so hard.
Steinbeck.
Oh.
All right. He is going to go for a. Ooh. You know what? He's going to charge that one and see if he can drag out its back leg.
Okay.
Plus. You go there.
$16 will definitely hit.
No stunt points.
All right, for 5, it's still a decent amount of damage. While Steinbeck doesn't sweep the leg on this one, he just latches on again, like trying to make doing exactly what he was doing to the other bear, just gripping it, just gripping his teeth into the hind leg and just pulling as much as he can. Posing doggo.
He's going to continue to pose.
All right.
He hasn't done
Magnus.
anything this entire match either.
He's my shield. Sticks close by me at all times.
Oh wow, he's your walking bomb too. I'm just waiting for that.
Listen, dire circumstances. Sometimes you got to make hard decisions.
Look,
Wow.
all you know is Darnius in oh god, what, I forget where you're from.
Teventer?
Yeah, Tarnius in the Teventer language, it translates to Plan B.
Oh god. So bad.
All right, Magnus, you're up.
Just not kill the third one.
All right. Make damn sure we're actually going to try to draw its attention away from Steinbeck. So charging and dragging the axe across its face. That includes the charge.
So let's see, 6, 9, 14. 14 will hit.
Lovely. No stun.
Be gentle.
Do you actually say that?
Well, the swing already went through.
Yeah, technically.
So pretty much you like, as soon as that axe connects into the bear, you hear Valentha say, "Be gentle." 17.
Oh, son of a bitch.
That's not very gentle.
That's not very gentle at all.
That was about mid-range.
As you bury the axe into the side of this thing's face, and with a grunt of pain, like you see its eyes like glaze over for a moment before it just snaps back into reality.
It's like, gentle? I'm sitting there holding the axe into it. It's like, what?
You're just flanking this guy.
19 gonna hit you. Ooh, and it's got stunt points.
Ooh.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh,
Yes.
this is definitely gonna hurt because it has a special ability that it can use at two spell points, or it's 2 stunt points, called Quick Bite, which means it can now follow up with a bite attack.
It'll be fine.
So it's gonna knock you prone and then do Quick Bite.
Oh god, this is fine.
All right, so first you're gonna take 11 damage from the claws.
Okay.
Does an 11 hit you?
No.
Okay, so the bite, so you're able to, like, as it like hits you with its claws, it kind of spins you a little bit, and you're able to just feel like the nip of its teeth as it tries to like bite at your side. Yeah, Rosa, shoot me a message in Discord. Valantha.
Oh, this is gonna make it so much harder.
You can tell that this bear has no intent of coming with you alive. It's just seen its what you can assume mother and sibling being taken down by you. There's no reasoning now.
I'm so sad by this. Oh, okay. How rough does it look?
Oh, it doesn't look like it's long for this world. It now has a very large, like, axe wound in the side of its face.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll put it out of its misery. All right, where's my thing?
That'll hit with 4 stunt points.
Oh god, do I even want to do a stunt? Let's see. Well, let's do damage first.
Well, it's dead.
Yep, that's what I thought.
As you put it out of its misery as you just nail it right between the eyes with a final arrow shot.
Gonna turn angrily to Orzus and be like, "Are you happy? Came all the way here, didn't even get to bear, and we just killed a whole family. You happy?"
We're still getting paid.
Yeah, Orzus, but when Orzus saw the mama bear fall, he kind of just left it a little angry out of the cave.
Well, this was a wonderful waste of time.
Not complete waste. We're still taking the heads back.
We don't need to take the heads. They're going to be too large and too heavy. Let's just take a paw. Or some teeth or something. I don't know. But we don't. The heads are
Proof
going to be
of
way
3.
too large and too heavy.
Proof of 3. That's all we need. As
All right, fine. Let's just get a paw or something. And I love how we just wasted technically 2 days coming down here to not get a bear. The only upside is you're right, Magnus. We are getting paid for this. Yay. Now we might die. Who knows?
Now I'm going to stand up, and as they're talking, I'm going to take 5 minutes, just 30 seconds here, and not bleed to death.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk outside and I'm going to observe the south and see if I see anything. Specifically looking for any dark spawn or hordes or smoke, just anything that could be in the area.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Would seeing apply to this or perception?
Yeah, seeing would apply to this.
Okay. All damn threes, yo.
So when you walk out, it's night. And you can see the yellowish gold glow of fire off in the distance, with just the make of black smoke rising up from what you can only assume was Ostagar.
Does it look like a large fire, like from an army, or maybe potentially the entire fort burning down, or is it kind of small but large enough for it to be like a big, like, bonfire that they would have in the center?
No, this looks like multiple things are on fire.
Well, I hope you all are hurrying up in there, cause guess who's coming, catching up to us? Just take a wild guess.
I take
No
it
one?
it's not reinforcements from Ostagar.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure Ostagar is gone now. Just a guess. Just a guess. So, I don't know about you, but I say we hurry and haul our ass back the whole day's journey. Because we just wasted 2 days.
Right. Well, somebody take the paws or the ears or whatever, and let's go.
You're carrying one, I hope you know that.
Oh, I'm not.
You're carrying it for 2 reasons. One, you're the one that dragged me out here. And 2, they're quite large and heavy, and there's 3 of us now, so 1 for each. Lucky you.
I'm pretty sure it was Orzus that dragged you out here.
Yes,
And
and
just-
you were so intent on me coming.
They were going to go without us. At least this way it's quicker.
And I'm just going to start hacking the same front paw off every bear.
Okay. Like, I won't even have you roll that. You have an axe. You're used to cleaving things. They're not moving or putting up a fight. You're just easily able to sever the paws.
Yeah, my dagger might take a while to saw through that.
Yeah, I'm going with the same paw on every bear. That way it's not like, oh, they're all off one bear. No.
All right, let's go ahead and take our first break for the night so we can get up, get something to drink. Everyone who is here in chat, thank you so much for joining us tonight as we continue on with our Dragon Age campaign of Blood on the Gray. We have a tweet out right now announcing the game. If you guys can do us a favor and retweet that out to all of your friends, that would be a big help. We will be back in about 5 minutes, and we will continue on to see how bad everyone is screwed up now after not ruining the plans of getting a pet, but now seeing that Ostagar is now burning. But stick with, guys. We will be right back.
Oh, I
Okay, we are back. Sorry for the delay. The puppy decided that it was time to get the kitty, so
Oh no.
had to rescue the cat and then clean up the mess in the kitchen because he then decided that the water needs to be on the floor before he drinks it.
Tastes better when it's off the floor.
We'll continue this
Well, water
later,
best
Raven. I
water.
want to know more.
No, he's just dumb. He's a doofus.
Floor water, best water.
He
Just like floor popcorn.
he doesn't understand that the cats don't like him, and he keeps trying to play with them. And Felix will run away, but Dexter's a grumpy old man, and he'll just shred his face.
Oh my.
But yeah, okay, we're back. After the Operation Pet Bear kind of bit it, you guys then saw that what appears to be Ostagar is burning.
Shit's on fire.
Yeah. So what are y'all doing?
Well, I am going to, while we're here, grab some meat. Get some bear meat up in my bag here, and try to haul ass back.
All right, so it is dark at the moment. It is night. Did you guys want to travel through the dark, or did you want to camp out?
I'd actually be okay with traveling at night, at least right now.
Oh, good, because Volantha would have just gone straight through the night.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna advocate for powering through the night, because otherwise we could wake up with Darkspawn breathing down our necks.
Yeah, and I still
not necessarily. They're still, like, even if they march throughout the night, they're a couple days journey on you.
I don't want to take any chances.
I still want to get
'cause
down
I,
back to town as soon as possible because
yeah. But for right now, but more importantly, Magnus, if we're not taking a break, don't forget to do your take 5 so you can get some extra healing.
Did you do the same thing for your dog?
I technically did, just didn't do the math. So it's 5 plus con plus his level.
Yeah.
Which, what level are they? Do they have a level?
I assume same as us.
They're around your level, yeah. We'll just do that.
Okay. What level are we? Are we 2? We're 2.
According to this, it says 2.
Yes.
So 5 plus, what's his con? 2. So
he'll
9
gain 10.
points. Well, 5 plus 2 plus 2. Yeah, no, so they get 9 points.
Okay, 9.
So thank God.
Steinbeck's fine. He didn't take anything. He's probably grinning like a happy little dog.
He's like, I was in the middle of it. I didn't get hit.
Yeah.
I was able to fully heal.
Radius and me are both at full HP. We didn't get hit once.
Ooh, isn't that
Oh,
nice?
Good to know I'm a proper sponge. I'm also going to Zara, which one are you carving meat out of?
You know what? I felt bad for her, so I'm not doing it out of the mom. I'm doing it this one right here in front of you.
I'm gonna go to the other one and hack
We won't
off.
be able to carry it all anyway.
Nope. I'm just gonna hack off 3 puppy-sized portions for the Mabaris.
Oh, there you go. So I'll get our food. You get their food.
Yep.
Okay, cool. That works for me.
I'm not being terribly picky because they're Mabaris. They can
Yeah,
they
they
can
don't care.
chew through pretty much anything.
They don't care.
They get bear flank.
I mean, they can live in the wild, so you know it's all good. They can do it off. So, all right. Well, shall we do the same thing we did before and just stick to the trees and goes? Well, maybe
Whatever
not
gets
too
you
terribly fast. All right. All right, well, I don't know what Orzis is. He stomped off, but he's a big boy. He can deal with himself.
Well, clearly he's not a big boy. Clearly he's a child.
Well, I
Matters not. He can
suppose I was
take
mentioning
care of
his size.
himself. We need to get moving.
Yes, we do.
And I would have just wrapped the bear paws in some cloth and throw them in my bag.
Okay. So
I'll even carry one if you need one.
if you are traveling through the night, I am going to need a navigation roll from whomever is taking the lead on this,
Probably me.
which is, I believe, yeah, it's cunning.
Person who won't walk face first into a tree.
Well, it's not bad.
It's not bad, and since
not great, but it's not
since
bad.
you've already been on the path before, you kind of know your way to Lothering, so you're able to make it through the. Now, are you pressing the entire night?
Having the knowledge that they're not going to sneak up on us in the night, but still wanting to get a head start, I think probably maybe a few hours before dawn, maybe we could set up camp real quick. That way it's kind of like a short break, like 2-3 hours, maybe even
Well,
4 at max.
If oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, because you'll be about halfway there.
Yeah,
Okay.
just to give us some just a bit of a head start, because
and you're
now that I know that they won't catch up to us overnight, maybe Valantha will make that suggestion. That way we're like, all right, cool, let's push on as long as we can, then we'll take a nap and then we'll keep going.
Gotcha. Okay, so you guys, with that navigation roll, you're easily able to make your way towards Lothering without running into too much trouble, and you're able to kind of hide away your campsite as you go in for your short rest.
All right, well, let's grab our things and let's grab any. I mean, for the most part we have our provisions. It's at this point just refilling our water, meeting that horseman that's outside of town, thankfully in the direction that we are still potentially planning on going. Are we still thinking Dunham?
I'm bad with names.
Dunham's the capital in the northeast of
Yes.
Ferelden.
Yes. That's where we wanted to go first.
If we
Okay.
have to go that way, I suppose.
Well, unless we can find a lead on any other Grey Warden, which we don't, we may have to. And if it helps, the horseman is about about a mile outside of town, so it's on the way for us to get a horse and a wagon, or just horses. I don't know. Guess we'll decide when we get there. And I'm gonna go pick up Sauron's leather armor.
When you make it back to town?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I was looking something up right now.
How dare you? So I don't know what that will do for his armor stats now.
It won't real like. Let me see. What are their armor stats at the moment?
It's 13. So I don't know
Yeah,
if
they
this
have
is going to give it a +1 or 2.
a defense of 13, armor rating of 0.
Okay, so it will
Oh,
like the armor. The armor itself will give him an armor rating of 2, so it'll reduce damage by 2, but it won't really increase the defense rating.
Okay, that's fine.
Your defense rating doesn't physically go up. It's how much it can soak per hit.
The armor rating.
Yeah.
Okay.
The defense number is the target number that things need to hit, be able to hit you, and the armor rating is how much damage the armor protects you from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were we going by the regular scale for Mabari armor?
No, because this was something she had made.
Okay.
So you guys are able to rest up and everything, kind of heal up, calm yourselves down a bit. And I need one more navigation roll before you get back to town.
Okay, give me one moment. I'm just adjusting his armor rating. Sweet. Even though I know we're not there yet, I just wanted to remind myself of that. Okay. Right.
8, 10. Oh, you still make it. All right, so it takes you about another half day's a march, but you're able to make it back to the gates of Lothering.
So roughly what time of day is it when we get
It's
there?
about midday by the time you get there.
Well, shall we go drop these feet off? Magnus and I have some business to attend to before we settle in for the day.
I'm hoping you mean settle in as in grab our shit and get out of here as soon as possible.
Something to that effect, yes.
All right, just making sure. I guess I don't know about you guys, but I at least want to warn the people that there is a potential army still marching forth over here. So I'll grab Sauron's armor and fetch some water and go warn the people while you go do your thing.
Now, did he put up any sort of poster stating that there was a reward on the bears?
You haven't seen one. The guards at the gate told you that there was a reward posted on the bear, the big one.
Yeah, because I think if I remember right, the Canary at the tavern, we told him about the bears, and he was like, "Oh shit!" And then he announced that he was going to give a reward.
Yep.
Well, then that's where we're starting.
Okay, so you're going back to the Drunken Canary Tavern?
Yep.
Okay.
That's step one.
And getting there, the tavern isn't really too crowded at the moment. It is midday. A couple people are in there just enjoying like a quick lunch before they're getting back to their daily tasks. And when you come in, he kind of the barkeep looks you over and raises his eyebrow. You okay? You look like death once over.
I think you're meaning I look like 3 bears just tried to kill me.
Now, why would you tangle with 3 bears?
That is a very good question, and I have someone I need to ask about that. However, I reached into my bag and put the 3 paws on the counter.
Okay.
There was something involving a reward for bears.
Well, a bear, the one that killed the Houndmaster.
Well, that'd be probably that one. The one that looks very beat up and scarred.
You brought me a paw.
Yes.
That can
The thighs of
that can be any bear. Why don't you bring a wagon to bring it back?
because there's darkspawn on the way.
You keep saying that.
I do. And I'm going to try to persuade him on that.
Okay.
Look at this selfie I took. Look at the background of the darkspawn.
So we got 7, 9, 11, 12 for persuasion.
Yep.
All right, that's a communication roll. He kind of looks at you for a moment, looks back at the bear, and is like, can't really do much with the paw.
Okay. Just come with me for a moment. And I'm just want him to walk outside for a moment.
Yes. and follows you on outside.
Point at the smoke in the distance.
Yeah, we
These are-
saw that.
Yep. That is what remains of Ostagar.
What does that have to do with the bear?
The Darkspawn that are on the way.
Okay,
That's their doing.
I know, and there are plans of possibly abandoning town if it gets any worse. Still doesn't, answer the question about the bear.
I mean, how many bears do you think are out there?
A lot. They
Well,
make their
there's
homes.
less now.
They make their homes in the hinterlands. Like I said, if you brought something back that was a little more approving than a bear paw, I may be able to help you out. But that's just 3 bear paws to me. The hunters out here, when they bring back targets, when we put bounties on them, they tend to bring back the head or the entire carcass.
Have you seen how large the head of one of those bears is?
Oh yeah.
What are you going to do with 3 full-size bear heads?
Well, mount them.
To your tavern that might end up burned to the ground by Darkspawn?
Well, not just the tavern, maybe outside the wall for decoration.
Oh my god, I'm gonna murder this guy.
Now, I'm not saying that we're decorating the thing for the Darkspawn. This is what we would normally do. Or we would just let the hunter keep it, and they can mount it in their home. But you see where I'm coming from. I can't really, mount bear paws anywhere.
Magnus, let's just forget it. It's clear this pedestrian doesn't have the money to make good on his promise. Let's just be on our way.
Oh, I got the money. But
Doesn't
again,
sound like it.
oh no, it's just I put a bounty out on a bear. You bring me a bear paw. That could be any bear.
You put a bounty
How would
on...
you even know that it was the head of the right bear, though?
You put a bounty on the bear that we told you about.
We would cut it open and see what's in its stomach.
So send some men out there and do it.
No, there are Darkspawn on the way, like you said.
Oh my god, I wish Valantha was there right now. Punch this guy
Magnus
in the
is
face.
just gonna roll the paws back up, put them back in the bag. Okay.
So, is there anything else, or can I get back to work?
You can go back to your shack now. It's okay.
He just smirks at you and walks on back to the tavern.
Are you
Well-
all right, Magnus? You're looking a little red in the face.
Head would look good mounted to a plaque.
We'll just leave him to his fate. The Darkspawn will get him soon enough. He's
They
too
do
ignorant
trophies.
to leave anyway.
I mean, they didn't want to believe us about the Darkspawn.
Oh no, they believe you about the Darkspawn. It's like they're just, and the town leadership is deciding what to do, but he's just a tavern owner.
Disappointed. Well, I have some things to pick up at the smith, and then you wanted something.
I'll accompany you to the smith. We can take care of my thing afterwards.
All right.
Okay, so while all of these shenanigans are going on, Valantha, what are you up to?
Meanwhile, at the smith, I'm picking up my stuff.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
Yeah, I'm at the smith, picking up my Mabari's armor. Because now it's been 2 days, like you said it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Oh, and the woman in the behind the counter that you previously spoke to smiles like, "Oh, you're back just in time. We just finished the armor."
Oh, always so good with timing. Thank you.
So was there anything else? I'm sorry. You just wanted the armor, right?
Well, I mean, I had a couple weapons done, so
Oh, yes. The enchanted ones, right?
yes.
Okay. Well, I know those are done. So let me go and get your things and you'll be set.
Thank you.
You did pay, right?
I paid ahead of time, yes.
Oh, okay. I just had to make sure. Some people prefer to pay once they see the items.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking as the DM.
No,
I was like,
no.
yeah, I paid. Sorry. Yes, I paid ahead of time.
So they go, or she goes into the back, into the enchanting room. She brings her weapons out. She walks over to one of the wall mounts where the Malbari armor is hanging. She brings it over to the table. Like, I hope everything meets your standards.
Yes, thank you. This will do just fine. Just wanted to give you a heads up. I don't know if you've heard, but there are some darkspawn coming from the south.
Yeah, that's what everybody seems to be talking about right now. The town leadership is currently meeting in the chantry to figure out the best plan of action. I myself am leaving tonight. I am going to be heading to Redcliffe.
Good, because I was going to say you may have 2 days at most before anything happens. So I really hope your council kind of hurries their decision. Otherwise, we're going to have another dead town upon us.
A lot of the folks here wish to leave, but the chantry head here is a little stubborn and thinks that the power of the Maker will give our town the ability to withstand the darkspawn.
Volanta does a very light roll of the eyes when she says the Maker.
He's new. He wasn't in the chantry when the last Lothering was unfortunately in the path of the Blight.
Right. Well, I hope your chantry gets off their high horse and realize that people's lives are more important than pride and blind faith, but at least you have the good sense of getting out. I'm not really spreading the word of the entire town, but the people I am coming across, I'm at least trying to warn them. But if they decide to stay, I suppose that's their own doing. But
a lot of the townsfolk will be leaving tonight. Some are heading for Denerim, others are heading for Redcliffe. A couple even going as far as Ostagar. I'm sorry, not Ostagar, Orzammar.
Oh, I was gonna say, wrong way. The other O.
Look, they're the sort of people who need to confirm something with their own eyes before they'll believe it. So.
Oh, right. Well, that's good. As long as you're not going south, anywhere north, I suppose, is good. And from what I've heard, Redcliffe is quite sturdy, so she might be all right. But at least you have good sense to leave. I wish you luck.
If I may ask, where are you headed?
North as well. Far, far north. So we're getting out today. So we were planning on just passing through anyway. So we had no plans to stay another night more than we needed to.
Yeah, by the time night falls, this town will likely be a ghost town, save for the hardcore believers and those who refuse to pick up and move their home again.
Well, hopefully sense hits them before it's too late, I suppose.
You know, the stubborn ones, set in their ways.
Oh, I know that all too well. Well, thank you again. This is lovely work, and good luck.
Good luck to you as well. Oh, hello! And as she says that, both Magnus and Estia walk into the smith.
So, how does it go? How much did we get? You're muted.
He's so frustrated he can't form the words.
Oh, there'll be a muttering dwarf coming in. The muttering does not stop. Magnus reaches into his bag, pulls out the 3 bear paws, and hands them to Valentha. I
Oh,
am
so we get to
starting
keep
to
them.
believe that all Kunari are hard-headed and impossible to deal with.
That's what I've been trying to
Did he
say.
stiff you?
He refuses to pay us because they could be from any bear.
Any bear? Really? Does he see the size of these paws?
You can go have the conversation with him.
Well, what did he want? Did he actually want their heads?
Literally, so he can mount them in his tavern that is probably going to be burned to the ground by Darkspawn. But you know,
Give us an alternative to the heads. We could have brought the entire body with us.
Well, I suppose we could show them the bear meat, but who knows if it's from any old bear?
as I said, you are more than welcome to have that conversation with the very stubborn Kunari.
I suppose I can attempt to at least try to get our money, but you were there. You saw the bears. It's almost as big as you.
I'm aware of that, but apparently any old bear could be that size. And if we brought back the whole body, they could open it up and see what they'd ate.
I swear to Mythal, if we go over there and he refuses to give me your money a second time, this whole endeavor was a waste of time.
On the upside, maybe the Darkspawn will burn his bar to the ground.
I
You know,
hope so.
The ignorance of the Kunari really astound me sometimes. We were the ones that told them about the bear. We were the ones that told them that their hound master was killed by it. They never confirmed that. And yet they put the bounty on it anyway. When we came back with the bears.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but did either of you have any business
Yes.
here, or
No.
are you like talking down about the Kunari?
Sorry. It's been one of those days.
Oh,
I
it's
had
been a
s-
day.
I had some throwing axes to pick up.
Oh, yes.
I was in with our Kunari compatriot the other day.
The one who's not refusing to pay you for the bears.
That one. The one who wandered off in the middle of the whole endeavor.
The one that made us go after the bears in the first place.
But that is a rant for a time when we are not going to be overrun with Darkspawn in the next 2 days.
Okay. Let me get your axes. I will be right back. And again, she like very quickly just leaves the room. And it takes her a bit of time, and every now and then you can hear her like take very deep breaths trying to calm herself down. As she then walks back out with your axes and she places them onto the table.
My apologies. Speaking of our Kunari compatriot, has he stopped by yet? He had something that he left with you.
Now that you mention it, yes, he did. He was muttering about a bear and what would you say? Damned mage meeting the pointy end of his maul at one point.
So nothing out of the ordinary, but he did stop by, which means
Yes,
he
yes.
come this direction.
Yes, he did. He took his stuff and he said he was heading out. I don't know what that means.
I assume he paid for everything when he was here.
Yes. He paid in gold.
Lovely. Thank you so much. I'm very sorry to burden you with our minor troubles, but it has been a very long, trying day.
It seems to be that way for everybody in town. You weren't here when I was mentioning it to your elf friend, but if there's any business that you need to do, I suggest you take care of it fast. A lot of the townsfolk are leaving tonight.
The smart ones will. The rest will die to the Darkspawn, and there is nothing we can do about that.
that, and I don't plan on being one to, die. I'm going to join my family back in Redcliffe.
That is probably a very good idea. Just remember that the Darkspawn are more like a wave, and you do not want to be where they are.
Oh, I've heard the stories, sir. I've never seen a Darkspawn, but I've heard the stories from my elders.
It is... It's going to be interesting.
That's an understatement.
Now, Astheo, what was it that you needed?
Oh, yes. Walk with me, Magnus. And she
Thank
kind of
you
strides
so
out.
very much for your time.
All right, and as like the three of you, when you exit out separately, you can see that there are multiple of the villagers in Lothering beginning to load up carts and with their personal belongings and foodstuffs and pretty much anything that isn't nailed to the floor. And it looks like there are two separate wagon parties that are like forming. One that's heading to the west, and it looks like they're going to be making the way for Denerim, and the other the one that going east is making the way to Denerim. The west is heading towards Redcliffe. Though you can see a couple dwarves with the Redcliffe crew that may be headed to Orzammar.
Good.
So I'm just going to start walking down the street or whatever this town has by way of paths and streets. Not necessarily telling Magnus where we're going. And just kind of quietly humming to myself with a little bit of a smile. So,
All right, what is it you need? This sounds far too much like scheming to me.
I would never scheme.
And Kunari always pay for things.
Well, there's a reason why I requested your help specifically. You see, from what I hear, your people are
Secretive?
Yes, but less affected, I suppose, by lyrium than, just the average human or elf.
Well, yes. Our smiths do work with it. I hope you're not expecting that I'm going to work with it. I'm not trained to do anything.
No. You see, I did a bit of thinking after the incident at the bathhouse. After I had calmed myself and gathered my thoughts, I thought about what was very nearly done to me. I learned at least a little bit about the Tranquil when I was back in Tevinter. We kind of have to. And I realized that if that woman was making Tranquil, then she had to have had the supplies to do it. And at this point, we probably reach the bathhouse, which was my destination. In that building, somewhere, is a stash of refined lyrium. As far as I'm concerned, it now belongs to me. We just need to find it.
Well, but yes.
So after you, Magnus.
Magnus is going to carefully push open the door with the tip of his axe, because the last time we were here, we left a bloody, probably now slightly decaying mess all over the place.
Okay, so before you enter the bathhouse, can both of you give me a seeing roll?
Oh, that's off of cunning, right?
Yeah. Perception.
Matters not. It's the same stat.
I only know this because I have it.
Okay, so Magnus, you go to reach out with your axe to push the door open, you notice that off to the side of the bathhouse there is a staircase leading down into like almost a like basement level area.
Before I even push the door open, I just shoulder my axe for a moment. We don't want to go in there.
Why not?
We want to go down there.
Oh, good eye, Magnus.
I mean, if you were going to stash lyrium in any sort of quantity, wouldn't you do it somewhere out of the way of prying eyes?
Well, me personally, no.
Any sane person would.
Well, no sane person would try and take my lyrium from me, so I would have no need to hide it from them.
My point still stands that most likely what we want is down there.
Well, lead the way then.
And I'm going to very carefully, looking around for anything that could cause a mishap, make my way to the door.
Okay. So when you reach the door, since you are looking for anything that could cause a mishap, go ahead and give me another perception check.
I don't want to be stabbed.
Okay. Esthea, you can do this as well. All right. Everything looks clear.
Oh God.
I assume there's just
It's just a small cut brick staircase that leads down to a wooden door. Like a single wooden door.
Is the door latched or anything?
It doesn't look from this side. There is a key, like one of those rings that you would pull the door open.
But there's no visible lock or anything
There's
on it?
no visible lock or anything on it. From what you're seeing, it looks like this door is just a common door.
I eye the door. This still doesn't feel right. I mean, with all her secrecy, there's no precaution to stop anyone. I really think we should get Valentha before we go in there.
If we do that, you know she's going to have something to say about it.
As opposed to us not coming back when this seems far too easy.
Well, I don't see any immediate dangers, Magnus.
Then feel free to open the door.
Well, that's why I brought you along.
You're incapable of opening doors.
I'm perfectly capable of opening doors, but...
Well,
I have people do that for me, Magnus.
well, I still think we should get Valentha. And Magnus turns on his heel and walks right back up the staircase.
It just
Wait.
makes me so happy.
Magnus, wait.
Yes.
If it will make you happy, I will open the door for you.
Magnus stands at the top of the staircase and waits for this. I have zero trust in anything that involves a mage at this point.
Esthea just rolls her eyes very obviously and goes over to the door and tries to pull or push it open.
Okay. So you reach out and you grab the ring, the door ring, and you go to pull, and you notice like the moment you pull on the door, it kind of swings open a bit, but you begin to see magical runes begin to light up around the door frame and then run down to like right underneath your feet, and then it expands out. And then there's just a torrent of flame that shoots up from underneath Esthea.
There's a reason Magnus is this suspicious of absolutely everything now.
You're going to take 11 damage as the fire just climbs over you, like just climbs over like every inch of your being and shoots up around you, and then the door slams shut, pulling away from your hand as the torrent of flame dies down.
I am going to do a willpower roll to see if my will is strong enough to pretend like that barely even affected me.
Go right ahead. No.
I do get 6 stunt point. What? Well, no, it has to be success in order for that.
Yeah, this is not a success. Every inch of your body is just wringing out in agonizing pain.
And she's just standing there, like frozen in the position she was in when she touched the ring on the door. Like, she's in pain, but she doesn't want to turn around to look at Magnus because she knows the look on his face will just cause her more pain.
Magnus is at the top of the stairs now, leaning on his axe. Asthea, your hair's still on fire.
It's fine. This is fine.
Yep, totally fine. I told you. Nothing about this bathhouse can be trusted. From the staff to the owner to the doors. I trust none of it.
Do we really need Valantha for this, though?
I don't know. Do you want to open the door again?
Well,
No.
Astia does know it's now magically trapped, so she could probably try to break it.
Magnus just
Don't give her
sitting
hints.
just smirking during this. I am not walking down those stairs until that door's open. And keep in mind, I mean, this is door number 1. There could be more magically trapped things further down there.
Well, now
Are
we
you
know what to
sure?
look for, don't we?
Oh God.
Yep.
Ah.
I still say we should get Valentha, though.
You know, I think I'd prefer the traps to her quips.
Whichever would hurt less, I guess.
Traps it is. Let me try something.
Okay, so before you try to set yourself on fire again, let's go ahead and take our second break of the night.
Oh, I'm dying this whole time. I'm just like, this is hilarious.
From a bear fight to being lit on fire by magical traps because you tried to open the door to a basement of a bathhouse.
Of a cultist bathhouse.
Oh, it wasn't even a cultist bathhouse. It was it was just some Orlesian fanatic.
Yeah.
Who was turning any mage she came across into a tranquil.
Which I didn't trust to begin with.
But
oh, God, that was so funny. Nope, don't do it. Now it's fine. Nope, that's fine. This is fine. Hashtag this is fine.
Stick with us, guys. We will be back in about 5 minutes.
Oh my God. I just love
All right, we are back.
Hi.
I.
Hi.
Mad Hatter,
And
thank you for continuing that gift sub to animate, or is continuing gift sub they got from Animated Break. So Mad Hatter, thank you for continuing that gift sub. Welcome on in. Hope you enjoy the brand new emotes that we have.
Boopy.
Along with the poopy botched dice that we just got. So, magic traps.
Oh God, let the comedy continue.
Oh God.
Wait. I have an emote appropriate for this. Continue.
I used rock armor on myself and I passed the target number, so just in case.
Okay.
So Estea's just like, I've got an idea. Let me try something. She walks up the stairs, stand beside Magnus. She turns to look at the door. Well, you can't trap a door if there's no door, right?
Magnus backs up another 10 feet.
Oh, geez, come on with those dice. Although maybe with those bonuses.
You know what? You could be
It's a
fine, and I'm just
12,
laughing
and it's a
prematurely. But
door. I mean, come on.
The arcane lance flies forward and just goes thump, hits the door, and you see the trap once again light up as another torrent of flame just flies up into the air, and then you hear a second click from the door.
Magnus goes around the corner.
Dragon Age really needs Mage Hand.
they kind of sort of have something like that, and I can't remember if it's the spirit or the necromancer ability where it has a claw that comes out and actually grabs you.
Necromancer.
Is it necromancer? Okay, yeah, that's definitely a higher level, I'll tell you that. I don't even know if it's in the game, but they have kind of something like that in the actual video game.
So when you're done playing with the door, shall we get Valentha?
No. Although, no. We don't need her for this. It's just a door. You don't happen to have a pole or something, do you?
No, but I'm sure Valentha has like some rope with her or something. She always has things.
Is there like any stones or anything lying on the ground around us?
Mm-hmm.
That click from the door has me curious. So I'm gonna pick up a stone and I'm just gonna throw it at the door. See if it activates
Magnus
the
is
trap.
sitting around the corner, kind of peering at the door now.
You throw the stone, it just makes a little thud, but nothing happens.
Think it may be disarmed. But
You should
just
go
in
check.
case, my last lance set it off, so we'll see if it goes off again.
That poor door.
No
Oh,
more.
we did it. Maybe.
How close are you guys to the establishment?
I'm still at the top of the steps where Magnus was standing before he went around.
I was just around the corner of the building staring at the steps.
Okay. So you fire this arcane lance and it bursts through the door, shattering it. But the moment that you do that, you just see the bright light emanating from like inside the basement as the ground begins to shake a little bit around you, and what seems like something letting off just a massive amount of steam begins to whistle.
Magnus starts to run.
Running seems like a good idea.
Probably a good idea, because you begin to run and then you just hear this vroom, as like a force of energy comes out around the building, and then it sucks back in, and you could see the bathhouse beginning to like collapse in on itself. And then there's just a loud explosion, as now the only thing that is left of the bathhouse is this small crater.
Now can we get Valentha?
That was a little unexpected. Perhaps I put a little too much behind that lance.
And you could see everybody like who was outside of town just like beginning to like stare at all of you and like begin to like talk amongst themselves, and they just slowly back away from the two of you.
Estia just like brushes the soot off of her from the fire, and starts walking towards the tavern where she assumes Valentha is, and she kind of looks back at Magnus like, we were never here.
Oh, I think this is a great story for Valentha.
Oh, I don't think it is.
Speaking of Valentha, while this was going on, Valentha was making her way to the tavern to have a certain conversation with a certain Kunari.
Look, we're the ones that told you about the bear. Why would you expect us to carry back 3 very, very large heads as proof? Especially when you say, oh, it could have been any old bear. Well, if that's the case, we could have just gone to the woods and just killed any old bear and brought out its head.
Yes, that's why I was saying that I needed the body, because then we can gut it and we can see if it has pieces of the Houndmaster or his hounds inside of it. Look, I can't just give... I put a bounty on a single bear. I don't know why you killed 3.
There were 3 in the cave.
Okay. And you killed them. And you brought me back paws.
I'm sorry. You saw my companions, correct? The dwarf, the slender human woman, and myself. Do you really think we could have carried an entire body of a bear? A full-grown adult bear?
Honestly, yes. If you went about it the smart way and do what most of the hunters do and bring a wagon.
I actually tried to look for a wagon and nothing seemed available except outside of town.
Now, see, this sounds like a you problem.
It is. See, we tried to be honest and tell you what happened to your Houndmaster, and warned you about the bears, warned you about the darkspawn. I feel like there is a little bit of some compensation we deserve before we go about our merry way. Don't you think that it would be generous of you?
Maybe, but I'm not the one you should be reporting those things to. I'm just the guy who gives people beer.
Weren't you the one that shouted out the bounty to everyone?
Yes, because it sounded like a good means for somebody here to get some money. And do away with...
You put the hit out, and you're not giving the money?
I don't see a body. I see a foot. You know how many bears there are in the hinterlands?
Oh, well, correction. You see 3 feet.
Okay, 3 feet. So there are three 3-footed bear corpses out there.
Yes. Yes, there are. And we killed them, risked our lives out there so you could go about your peaceful little lives before the darkspawn gets out here.
Look, I put that bounty out for the good of the town. I don't leave the walls. But I thought, hey, this gives the hunter something to focus on. Again,
look how good we were for the town.
If you brought me the body, that would be a different thing. But I can't really do much with feet. That just shows me that you went and killed 3 bears.
Can I do a persuasion on him?
Yes, you can.
That is communication?
That is communication.
Yes.
Okay. Mother heifer. Oh.
Yes, look, I understand you went through all that time and trouble to go out there, but as a businessman, I can't just be giving any money out to anybody who, any random traveler who brings me bare feet.
A businessman, and yet you're only in the business for your tavern, not necessarily for the bounties.
Yeah.
Who do I need to talk to?
For what?
You said I need to talk to someone else about this.
Oh yeah, you could probably talk to the council, but they're locked up in the chantry having arguments about what to do about the darkspawn.
Oh, they're in the chantry. Good. And I walk away towards the chantry.
And like as soon as you walk out, you just witness that explosion, like not the explosion, but the implosion of the bathhouse off in the distance, and then Magnus and Astia standing like next to each other, looking at one another like that just happened.
I'm going to start walking towards them. What was that?
I pointed to
What was
Steve.
what?
That was either a fireball, a trebuchet, and I look at Astia.
Oh, you mean the building back there? Old
Oh,
building.
no.
Found- fall
What
down.
building, dear? What building? There was a
Didn't have
building.
a very good foundation. We had nothing to do with it.
No, Astia was really not trying to get into the basement to take any lyrium that the Arlesian mage that wanted to tranquil her might have been stashing. No, that's not at all why we would have been.
Yes, Magnus. I was definitely
No.
not trying to do that very specific thing.
So you were trying to get lyrium out of that bathhouse, and it quite literally backfired on you?
It was trapped. I told her.
It was just the door that was trapped, and I did disable it, didn't I?
You disabled more than the door.
Yes.
You do know I have a thieves kit, right? I could have just...
I
off
suggested maybe
that?
we could come get you, and
I was more than capable of getting past that trap. And
Oh, I see that.
I
as you
pointed
can
at
see,
Stia's hair.
that's been like that all day.
Oh, of course. No, I singe my hair all the time. Helps with the ends. You know what? It probably is for the best anyway. I don't know too much about lyrium, but for something to cause that big of an explosion, if there was lyrium in there, it might have been raw lyrium, which could have been, give it a little extra kick.
It can be a little finicky sometimes, sure, but
You do know you're not supposed to hold raw lyrium, right?
that's why I brought the dwarf.
Oh, dwarves wear special equipment. Just because they grew up in the mines of lyrium doesn't mean that they could just pick them up with their bare hands.
Yes, well, he would figure that out eventually, wouldn't he?
That's just, he already has. It's common sense. You wear gear to...
And yet he came.
You know what? It's not even there anymore.
I wanted to see what you were going to do.
Well, that is what I was going to do.
If we wanted to blow up the bathhouse.
While the three of you are bickering, you hear somebody behind you just go,
Can I help you?
and as you turn, you see one of the chantry priests standing there with next to he's like a slender, younger looking human, and next to him is another human, a little shorter in stature, probably early on into his 40s. Would you mind telling me what just happened and why our esteemed Orlesian bathhouse is now a crater?
Valantha just laughs and just kind of walks behind Astia.
I'm just looking straight at Stia.
Well,
It seems your esteemed Orlesian had an accident, didn't she?
apparently the bathhouse is a crater. Now, We're told by a couple concerned citizens that you were seen running from the location before it blew up.
Would you not run from an explosion?
Oh, yes, but you ran before the explosion happened.
Well, we heard the noises from the basement.
Basement? And house isn't zoned for a basement.
Well,
That
it no
really
longer
seems
has
like
one.
Your problem, not ours.
On the upside, there is no more basement.
No, on the contrary, the whole thing is now a basement. This is just one more thing that we have to deal with.
I mean, you're leaving because of the darkspawn anyways. It's
Excuse
not
me? I am not vacating my position.
Yes,
Well,
yes, we know the makers
So
will
you're
blah
going
blah
to
blah.
die in your position. Well, if that's your decision, that's fine.
Either way, it seems it'll only be a problem for a few more days.
Is your council still in the chantry?
We are the council.
This just you two? Or is there more?
Just us. Lothering is a small town. It doesn't
Oh,
need a
good.
group of governing officials.
Well,
Why? Are you
just
planning to blow
remember.
that up too?
Oh, no. No, that was already done years ago. Bad joke.
Hashtag too soon.
Yeah, too soon, too soon. Well, you just saved me a trip. So, we were told that if we slay a bear, we would be compensated for it. Well, we went and found out it had backup, and we killed all 3 of them. And when we came back to claim our reward, we were not compensated for it. I'm not asking for much. I'm just want what was owed to us.
And the
Would you
older
play?
gentleman comes, walks a little bit in front of the priest. So you killed the bear.
Yes, we did, and it was quite large, and as you can see, we are not well equipped to carry the entire bear back. So we brought proof regardless, and was
Well-
ignored.
Well, what proof did you bring?
I'll pull out the bear paws.
You brought feet.
Fresh feet.
1 from each. We took each of their left paw.
And you say this was the bear, the one that's been plaguing our people for a while.
I am very good at tracking, and when we found out that it killed your poor Mabari hounds, the owner, we tracked it back to its cave. And that's where we found it. So I am assuming that is the bear.
Oh,
The trail was quite clear.
how much gold was promised to you for the slaying of this creature? Or how much money, I should say, not gold.
He promised us 5 gold per bear.
Per bear.
Per bear.
5 gold. And who was this gentleman that put such a gracious amount on these bears?
That stubborn canary that refuses to recognize our efforts.
Well, I can see where he's coming from. I mean, you brought him feet. That can be feet from any bear. But we have more pressing matters at hand. One, our bathhouse is now a crater, and we have the darkspawn approaching on us. Not much is going to be left of the Lothering tonight, so how about I give you 3 silver a foot?
3 silver? We almost died fighting these bears.
Well, I would assume so. You decided to take on 3 bears.
Well, in our defense, we only thought it was 1, and we were surprised by the other 2, but we managed. 1 gold a bear. We'll call it even.
That's a bit steep, seeing as, again, you brought feet. You could have just went into the hinterlands and killed 3 bears.
Huh?
Yes, well, that really seems like his fault for not telling us to bring back the heads.
Well,
Either way, 3 less bears to deal with.
we have no problem with most of the bears. It's just that big one that's been hunting.
Do you see the size of this paw? Do you see how huge it is? I think that's at least proof of the size of this bear.
You can give me a perception, not a perception, but a persuasion roll on that one.
Yeah, but yeah. come on, don't fail me right now. God, fucking yeah. Meh. Is that the same roll as last time? I feel like it's the same
close.
roll. Oh, it's slightly better. Son of a bitch.
He goes, I can't give you a gold. I'll give you 25 for 25 silver for the whole lot. And we can just put this behind us. We have a lot going for this town right now.
All right. 25 then.
He nods and he reaches into like a money pouch and he pulls out 25 silver and he gives it to Valantha.
And I'll nod and walk away.
And, like this entire time, the Chantry Priest hasn't really taken his eyes off of Estia and Magnus.
Bye, Felicia.
Now that the bear has been taken care of, let's get back into the matter of our crater.
Yes, well, like I said, it really seems like your problem, not ours. And we must be going.
Oh, no, you're not going anywhere. Not until this matter is resolved.
You should definitely ask the owner why her bathhouse exploded.
Have you seen the owner? I assume she was caught in that explosion. I mean, how else would that happen if the owner-operator was not there?
Right, so why are you accosting us?
You were seen running from the scene of the explosion.
So dig through the rubble and look for the owner and
What
go from there.
rubble? As he points over, and the only thing that's there is a smoldering crater.
Dig through the dust?
Look, I'm not accusing you of anything, but I need to be assured that you're not the ones who blew it up. Now you are a mage, right?
I really don't think that's any of your business.
Well, it is. It is. It's not illegal to be a mage or, one that doesn't belong to a circle, since you're all free now. But
You don't sound so thrilled about it.
I have my mistrusts.
And I'll have you know, I have always been free.
I have a question for you then.
Hmm?
Do you know where the owner got her tranquil?
Well, she is Orlesian, and she said she was a member of the Chantry, and they accompanied her here.
Mm-hmm. But didn't you ever notice that maybe she acquired more when she was here?
I have only seen the 3 that traveled with her as she did her daily basis.
Mm.
The 3 who came with her into town.
Did you know she was a mage?
Yes, she admitted that the first day she met me.
Did you know that she creates tranquil?
That I did not know. But can you prove it?
Yet again, you should ask her for clarification.
But she is not here. You are.
So perhaps you should go find her then.
That will be on my list. But since you are here, I assume you are a mage, as you have just said you've always been free.
Yes.
I need to know that you weren't the one to blow up the bathhouse.
Does she
Oh.
really look powerful enough to blow up a bathhouse?
Believe me, if it was I that blew up the bathhouse, I'd have taken down the tavern with it.
You have something against our tavern.
Yes, the proprietor didn't pay us.
You can give me a persuasion roll on that one.
I'm so proud you didn't say you're from Tevinter.
I was tempted, and she was going to, but then she quickly remembered what happened the last time she said that.
The last 3 times you said it.
Yeah.
Ooh. You have nothing in communication? Oh,
Nothing
shit.
in communication.
You're Tevintern? You have nothing in... Oh, dang. That sucks.
It's because I pumped a lot of it into cunning instead.
Oh, makes sense. Oh, you guys tied.
But
Ooh.
she has stunt points.
Oh,
you have
shit.
stun point.
What?
That would be
Oh, you do.
RP stun points, and there's
Yeah,
what?
persuasion. Sway the crowd. Sway the crowd.
I'd be voting for just not getting gagged again.
Yeah, that too.
I think yeah, well, it doesn't need to happen a fourth time.
Oh, well, every other episode's got to be a theme. We can't disappoint our fans.
That's true. I think sway the crowd is the one to go with here.
All right, go ahead. Go. Yeah, since there's another one there, you can roll another persuasion check.
Ooh, our rolls are just terrible today. Ooh, ooh.
However, not as bad as that.
Not as bad as that. So they look at one another, and the older gentleman just waves it off and is like, "Come, Bertram, we have more important decisions to make right now. We'll get to the crater if there's anything left of the town after the darkspawn run through it." And begrudgingly, you see like the priest's mouth curl a bit as he just walks away with the older gentleman.
Esthea is keeping like squinted eye contact with him until he looks away, and as soon as he does, she scurries off. She's not hanging around in case he changes his mind.
Valantha comes up behind eating an apple. So, that one pretty smooth.
As well as it could have, I suppose.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm
For
still
what?
wondering.
Destroying the bathhouse.
Well, I mean, that our Elysian woman did have it coming, so.
Yes,
Well,
she
was
did.
already dead in her defense, so
Yeah, but I don't think they knew that she was dead by that conversation, so.
This is
That's
true.
better.
Well, best part is, not our problem regardless. Do we have anything else left to do before we leave?
You mean before the Darkspawn ransack this town, burn it to the ground, and kill everyone who stands here?
No, I mean before C just blows something else up.
Oh.
I do have my eyes on that tavern.
Oh, as much as I would love that after the conversation I just had. Tempting, but maybe you should save your magic in case something else comes along that's a little more
Important?
I suppose.
By the way, next time, I can open up doors pretty good, so.
I suggested that.
Just to help you out.
We should get going. We don't need to discuss this any further.
Suit yourself.
I like how in all regards, the intelligence-based class in the group decided to kick the door in.
I mean, that second lance was just supposed to be a little ping to see if the trap set off, but those rolls were like, nah, we're blowing the place up instead.
Oh, all the rolls were just bad. Wow, we didn't do good. We did not do good.
It's fine.
Yeah, no, I thought that too, weirds. I was just like, oh yeah, it was the only 3, and I was like, ooh, there was more than 3.
Yeah, but he only knew of the 3 that she arrived in Lothering with. All the other ones she acquired when she already set up business.
And now
there was
there's
like 4 or
none.
5. Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you how many tranquils she had.
Well, if there were any in the
like
basement,
5.
they're no longer a problem either.
Nope, they're not there anymore. It's okay, they didn't feel a thing. Probably. All right, so since we don't have a cart or anything, I guess we're just trekking on foot.
The quicker the better out of this town, anyway.
Well, on the bright side is, could have haggled for more, but at least we got money. It's not much, but at least it's something. Better than nothing.
And we can take solace in the fact that the Darkspawn are probably going to get that Kunari.
True, but you know what else that I take some solace in, and this could just be me personally? That even though the Kunari gave me such hassle time, I did take some great satisfaction conning the Chantry people to give me money. That was most satisfying.
I really feel that no one in this town knows how big a bear normally is.
No.
Many of them have never left the walls, I feel. But either way,
Nope.
they're not our problem.
It's not. I mean, in a weird way, we're trying to save the world, but at the same time, we're not trying to warn every single person we come across because that would just be a pain.
We warned them. We really
did.
did.
My conscience is clear. Gotta break a few eggs, as they say.
You know what they say? Gotta blow up a couple bathhouses to make an omelet.
Oh, yeah, and I think at this point we're gonna march off because I think we picked up all of our stuff.
All right. Did you decide on where you are headed next?
Let's see here. Oh, that's not the map. I'll look at my other map. Let's see here.
Let me bring up the map for everyone. All right.
Oops, switching back. Oh, I don't see the map.
Wait, wait, I forgot to drag you guys back to the map. My bad.
Hello. I see a cave. Okay, let's move this up a little bit. There we go. Why is the map all blurry for me? No, there we go. So we were gonna go to Denerim, but we were gonna go directly east first, where they said the horses were, and then start heading northeast to Denerim.
Going along the road there, I assume.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, unless anyone else wants to object to that, but it's mostly open fields over here, not too much forest. I mean, there's some, but it's mostly open.
As long as there's no more bathhouses, we're fine.
Yeah.
No promises.
Yeah, the road would probably be the safer path anyway. So
Definitely.
Just more bandits, I'm sure we have to deal with. But whatever, they're nothing.
All right, and you begin to make your way to like the east exits of the city, and you could see that there is a large caravan already that has already formed, and more people are joining it, loading up more carts. And one of the people loading it up, a dwarf, like looks over and catches your eye. He quickly jogs over to the group of you as he is dusting his hands off. Like, no, you ain't around here. Bad time to be in Lothering. Once again, in the eyes of the Darkspawn.
Oh no, Darkspawn.
Please, I know you're the ones who told the town.
Oh,
we
good.
actually told them many days ago. I'm not sure how long it took them to figure out that we weren't joking.
They told us today.
Oh, good, because we told them almost 3 days ago.
Yep.
So they're as quick as they are bright, it seems.
Look, we didn't elect them. They were here. We needed somebody to oversee daily duties. We got what we got. But
you got poor decision makers is what you got.
Oh, no, trust me. I know all too well. But what's done is done. What can you do? That's not why I'm talking to you. I'm wondering if you're all for hire.
For hire?
See,
what you take me for?
A mage.
Apparently hired help. And I'm guessing that you want us to help you safely get to wherever this little caravan is going.
Smart as ever. Yes.
And where is that exactly?
Denerim.
Oh, lucky us. That's where we're not heading.
Well, you're heading out this way, aren't you?
Yes.
I don't know where you need to be, but I can make it worth your while.
You know, the last time we tried to let someone tag along, not only were they corrupted with a little earwig in their ear, but they died. How do you know he'll survive the trip?
And he was a terrible driver.
Well,
Great cook, though.
I have a caravan with me. I'm just looking to protect it. Now, as a respectable businessman, I am not going to shortcut you on this. It may be dangerous. This caravan may be a target for some bandits. But if I can hire you on, I could maybe put these people's minds at ease.
How many?
Oh, currently we have 21 people.
That's an awful lot of people. And how fast can they travel?
Oh, no, nobody will be slowing us down. The old and young will be put into a couple of the carts so we can keep a normal pace.
Would we be in charge of the pace if we agreed?
To an extent, yes. I don't want anybody going through a death march, but if you're going to be our eyes and ears and strong arms, we would have to, keep up with your pace.
Can anyone in this caravan fight, or are they all?
Oh no. We have a small collective of fighters. 4. Hence why you see we need as much help as possible.
Do you have any poultices with you?
Yes, we do. We have food. We have food and medical supplies aplenty for the trip. Lucky for us, the smith and the apothecary are coming with us.
But
And
not
how much are you going to pay us? Sorry, Magnus.
I don't know. How much do you think you're worth?
Oh, that is a loaded question.
Your skills. I don't mean your physical beings, but your skills.
Still
I
just
grab
as
Athea's arm and pull her down slightly.
What?
Let Valentha talk.
Excuse me, Magnus.
You remember what happened last time? You were
Which
gagged and
last
put
time?
in a corner.
Yeah. Don't really wish to repeat that one.
Then let Valentha discuss.
She better get us more than 25 silver then.
Bitch, I at least got us some money. Anyway, sorry, out of game. Out of garter. Well, let's see here. We have a mage, so that's pretty good right there as far as protection and healing, should we need it. We have a very strong arm. I am very skilled at scouting and tracking, aside from me being an excellent archer, if I do say so myself. And I'm not 100% sure if I should even count our 4th companion. He seems to come and go as the wind, but he is also some muscle, quite large. So I suppose we could charge you I'm trying to think like what's considered really good and really bad because like in the game it's fine, but like oh god, what would be considered good? You know what? Fuck it. 30 gold for the day.
30 gold for the day. You're only staying with us for one day?
No, it's 30 gold for a day. If you want us the entire way there, then 30 gold for each day we escort you to Zenrum.
I'm sorry, 30 gold?
Well, 10 for each of us.
Would you take 5?
8.
Now keep in mind that you're also getting food, drink, and a place to sleep.
Would we have access to your apothecaries and everything else?
As long as the apothecary agrees to help you, yes. I mean, I cannot speak for anybody else in the wagon company, but if you are helping protect us, I don't see why the apothecary would have any issue trying to keep you alive.
Are you saying 7 for the lot or 7 for each of us? Or 5 for each of us?
1 sec, I gotta let the cat out.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
No, that's why I hurried to let him out, because he will yell at the door. And he just gets louder and louder as time goes on.
Oh, God.
Again, he's 16. He's a very grumpy old man.
Oh.
But he goes, yes, 5 for each of you.
7.
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
Oh, come on. Don't fuck me this time. Come on, buddy. Mama needs a good roll. Communication, right?
Communication.
See.
Oh, yes.
7 it is.
All right. I suppose we have a deal then.
Perfect. At least I could put some minds at ease that we have a couple more strong arms with us.
Well, and until at least we know that we are safe, and I'm going to tell you this up front, as you already started your conversation with us about the Darkspawn, we are well aware of how close they are. We are going to keep a somewhat fast pace to stay ahead of them. If we finally see that they are no longer in the horizon behind us, we will go at a decent pace and slow down a bit more, knowing that we are at least out of harm's reach as far as we know. But until then, we will go at a fairly fast pace. But don't worry, it will not be marching to your death. We will take breaks, I assure you, but we will keep going a bit through the night until we know we are safe.
You're going to hear no arguments from any of us about moving at a quicker pace if we can still see the smoke. Most people who'd probably be willing to run to their deaths if they could, but that's why we're staying together, so nobody tries to play a wounded sheep.
All right, then. I do have one more condition, unless any of my companions want to add on to it, but I have to be real with you. I know exactly what the Darkspawn are capable of, and if for any reason we are ambushed by a random horde, because they're not all coming from the south, they are coming from all corners. If we ever to encounter them, and someone actually gets the blight sickness, I will put them out of their misery right then and there.
It's like he cuts you off and says, we kill them. Trust me,
All right.
it's not my first run-in with the Darkspawn either.
You've encountered them before?
Oh, multiple times. Fought a couple of them too. I just decided that, being a merchant is a lot safer than a sellsword.
She looks a little deflated because she was hoping he'd say Grey Warden. All right. Well, at least you know the dangers. Does anyone else want to chime in?
No. As long as we have accommodations, I mean, it's substantially better than just making the journey on our own.
So I agree.
When you say accommodations, as far as sleeping arrangements go,
Oh, Thea.
what?
Go on.
Tell me it's more than just a pile of hay in one of these carts.
Of course. I mean, we have to, ensure that we can pack up and get going in emergencies notice, but we have bags and we have sleeping bags and tents.
Did you think you were getting more than a bedroll?
I'm sorry, you expect me to sleep in a bag?
Yes, Esthea.
As opposed to a moldy cot in a lonely jail cell, yes.
I mean, they're comfortable. I made them myself.
Do you have an extra fluffy pillow for her? Maybe that will brighten her day.
Oh, is she one of the delicate kind?
Oh, like a flower.
Oh, don't worry. I've dealt with many Orlesians before.
Oh, yes.
Not Orlesian.
I am not assuming you are Orlesian, miss. I'm just saying that they prefer more of the comfy side of things as well. Do not worry. I have the perfect bedding for you. You will sleep like you're on a cloud.
That will be acceptable, I suppose.
Goes, well, since the hiring process is complete, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mason Merrick. I am not the town clothier or whatever you want to call it, but I am a traveling merchant. I was here a bit in Lothering, but now I'm on my way out for obvious reasons.
Well, we were on our way out too, so I suppose the timing is perfect.
Indeed, this is a blessing. We can keep each other company, keep each other safe, and we can all be in Denerim in one piece.
Only hope. All right, let's go. We've already wasted enough time.
Yeah, I would like to be out before the sun sets.
Agreed.
Okay, so we're going to take our final break before we get into the traveling from Lothering to Denerim.
I got a 7 gold each, guys.
Seven gold each a day,
A
mind
day.
you.
And it's a long journey to Denerim, guys. This is gonna be good.
All right, guys, we are going to take our last break here. Stand up, get something to drink, stretch your legs, all that fun stuff. And when we get back, we will do the last hour of the show.
Oh, look at that.
All right, we are back. Oh no.
Hi.
What did Zorro break at?
Wait, what? Which time?
No, we were
Broke
just
twice.
we were having a micro discussion about finances on the break.
Oh, yeah, about character finances. SD is buying the stakes for a while.
SD is buying more than the steaks.
She's buying my damn house. Jeez.
I mean, careful. Make sure you don't have a basement.
No,
Yeah,
as
right.
long as we don't get like protective runes put around the basement. We didn't mention that part, did we? Where like the
you
runes around
didn't.
the entire base of the house.
So
lit up.
I will tell you, it wasn't the runes that set it off. She sort of struck raw lyrium, technically lyrium
I knew
bombs.
That's what I
Lyrium,
figured.
lyrium bombs in the basement.
Yeah. Yep. Raw lyrium is one thing. If it's already refined lyrium, you're fine. But raw lyrium, that's a ticking time bomb.
See, I was hoping that there would be refined lyrium because that's what they use in the process of making a tranquil. But
Oh,
I
there
guess
was just raw lyrium down there too.
yeah, I figured you keep a supply of the raw for the.
Oh no, that raw lyrium that exploded was there for that purpose.
Oh,
Oh, smart cookie. Dead
Well,
cookie, but smart
yeah.
cookie.
Plan B.
vaporized cookie now.
Yeah. Plan B.
And all their little cohorts are now just gone.
Joke's on her. Ha ha ha.
No one will steal from me. Not now.
So, when we last left off, you guys met Mason Merrick, who
Oh,
hired.
hired...
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did? Oh,
Yeah,
I
he introduced
missed that.
himself.
Yep.
I missed that. Okay, I'm gonna write
He
that down.
introduced himself. We didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh shit. We're so
No.
bad.
It was pretty much, my name's Mason Merrick. Nice to meet you. Let's go.
Get in the boat.
And as you guys, for the night are given seats on the wagon as everybody starts to move out, because they don't really expect any issue for the first, couple hours of the journey. And as the group begins to, or as the wagon train begins to move out, your eyes catch the Kunari barkeep near the tail end of the wagon train, loading a couple barrels onto another one and beginning to walk next to it as everyone begins to head out.
Oh hell no.
The wheel may mysteriously fall off of his wagon.
I am going to completely ignore him for now. I am too tired for this bullshit. I just made a bargain. I'm looking a little happier. I do not want to just no. Just no.
So all of you are situated in Mason's wagon. Seeing his wagon is up in the front, so you're going to be in the front of the wagon train when you do your scouting.
Mhm.
He's technically given you use of his wagon to relax or do things that you need to do in your off time. Now, the wagon itself is more of a covered wagon than it is a merchant's wagon. It's almost as if he's just carrying along like a small personal house with him.
Snap.
So he's given us access to this wagon, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So he might not complain if we rummage through his things.
Still his personal shit.
I mean, if his stuff is just kind of in the wagon, kind of out in the open or in open boxes or something, I'd definitely, look to see if there's any like intriguing books or anything that would be within reach.
Go ahead and give me a searching roll. Let's see what you find.
What is searching under?
Perception.
Where was that when you were trying to find
So-
the trap?
Right?
You slip into the compartment, or the wagon compartment, and looking around, it is just completely pristine in there. It's almost as if this would be made for somebody of better fashion sense than a dwarf. Like, you notice that some of the tables are, like, some of the chairs are a little higher up off the ground than a dwarf is normally accustomed to. The bed is a little larger. Looks like it could fit a normal size human in it. There's like a small dresser that has various vials of liquid on top of it. Your guess is it's probably perfume. There's a couple personal trunks just randomly strewn about the room. And as you're walking along, you feel something like thud underneath your foot. And looking down, you discover that there's a small hidden compartment underneath.
Oh, I am definitely looking in there.
Okay. So you lift the compartment up, and there's about a 1.5 foot long object that's wrapped in white cloth, just carefully placed in this hidden compartment.
What shape is it?
It's like a cylinder.
I will very carefully take it out of the compartment, doing a quick glance around to make sure nobody's peeking in on me, and then I'll unwrap it to get a better look.
All right. And as you begin to unwrap it, you can see a soft, like, red glow underneath the fabric as you begin to unwrap it a little more and more. And then you see this glowing red tip of red lyrium in your hand.
So I know, or Astia knows exactly what that is, because a little bit of backstory. In her father's library, he keeps like a tiny sliver of red lyrium in like a glass display case. It gets furious if anybody goes near it. So she knows exactly what that is, and she gasps and then wraps it back up.
Did you forget he was outside?
And puts it in her bag.
Okay. So the cylinder that you have in your possession probably weighs a good 3 pounds.
Good thing my bag is practically empty as it is anyway, so there's room in there. Is there any sort of name that I should give this object, or just like cylinder?
Red, just you could put it, mark it as a red lyrium cylinder.
Okay. That is definitely something I will be investigating when there isn't so many eyes around me.
That reminds me, do I have stats on those magical throwing axes?
The axes themselves do the same damage, but in the element that you chose.
Okay.
They're pretty much enchanted to where it will deal the element that you chose as damage, and also you could use it to hit things like shades without having to without having to use the stunt points for it.
And what was it, 5 of them?
Yeah, you got 5 of them.
Okay. So, after tucking that into my bag and closing that trap door and making it look like I was never around the trap door, I'm going to continue searching for a book. Come in here and do exactly what my intention was. Just any old book at this point, because she's less interested in finding a unique book now, more interested in what she found and put in her bag. So any book she sees, she's grabbing, and then she's exiting the cart and sitting down and reading it as we go along.
Okay. And like a lot of the books that he has inside of the wagon seem to be beauty guides. Like the proper way to style one's hair and makeup to fit at a gathering of Orlesian nobles, and the mannerisms that one is expected to put on in front of others.
So the book that she grabs, is it like specific to a certain place? Like, is it Orlesian styles or Ferelden styles or something like that?
And it's all just Orlesian.
Okay. So as she's reading it and sitting there, occasionally, very quietly, she kind of mumbles to herself like, "Ugh, how tragic." Stuff like that. Is not very thrilled with the style that she sees in the book.
And like every one of the books that you have pulled out, it's just more and more Orlesian themed writings.
So sitting where I am, is there anyone else from the party that's sitting near me?
I don't know. Where are the rest of you at on the wagon?
Is this the wagon in the front?
Yeah, this is the front wagon.
Okay, I'm probably sitting up front, keeping an eye out, being a scout, probably getting off every once in a while to run ahead and kind of scout ahead. But for the most part, I'm staying in the front of the caravan in that front wagon. So
you're pretty much riding next, or like sitting next to I forgot his name. Wow.
Merrick?
Mason?
No, Mason?
Mason. Yeah, you're sitting next to Mason as he's driving the cart.
Yes.
If the bench is wide enough, I will be up front. If not, somewhere where I can easily see out.
Okay, so you Valentha, you notice that both Estia and Magnus are up on the front bench with Merrick.
I love how we all decided to jump on the same cart when we've got all of these others.
Well, I offered my cart to you. I mean, the others may have a problem with you just taking refuge in their carts or taking breaks. This one is for your use.
Are you perhaps offering that bed in there as well? Because it looks quite comfortable.
Well, I mean, if you don't have a problem sleeping next to me.
Oh.
That's a lot of fancy stuff you have in there. What kind of merchant are you again?
Oh, I specialize in clothing.
Do you sell to nobles, Orlesians, Tevinters, Starkhavens, all the high ups?
I sell to anyone who will buy from me. You're asking because there's all kinds of lady stuff in there, right?
Well, it's quite fancy.
I won the cart in a card game. I just haven't had time or the want to throw it out.
Who did you win it from?
Yeah, some high horse riding Orlesian talking about how he was in high standing with the Empress or something. Thought his, snooty attitude would guide him through a game of cards with me. He lost.
So are you saying that a lot of the stuff in there is not really stuff that you want or need?
Look, the only thing in there that I use, aside from, I've got a couple of my personal chests in there, the only thing in there I use is the bed. You see any of the lady stuff in there that you like? Help yourself.
She immediately gets up and goes back in there.
Are you really good at cards or something? Because, again, that's a lot of very fancy stuff you have in there.
Of course I'm good at cards. I'm a dwarf.
Yeah, well, I don't presume just because of your race or anything.
Oh no, I'm well seasoned in gambling and adventuring and clothes making. I'm really a Renaissance man.
I was gonna say, did a Ravanian teach you?
Ravanian? Nah. My ma taught me.
Your mother taught you how to play cards.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
and how to fight.
So how good of a fighter are you?
I can hold my own. Took down multiple darkspawn the last time I ran across them.
And how often do you run across them, since you've encountered them so many times, apparently?
Oh, not recently. Last time I took them on was during the last blight.
Were you recruited at all to be part of an army or sent somewhere to help defend a town or whatnot?
I was more of a wandering sword for sale. Though there was, one time when somebody tried to conscript me, but I was having none of that.
Do you know where maybe some of those Grey Wardens reside now? I know it's been many years, but have you heard anything?
I haven't heard anything about any Grey Wardens since they tried to bring me into their fold, and I told them to piss off. Well, the king used to be one, right?
Why, yes, that is the rumor.
Well, you can ask him when we get to Dinnerum.
You know, that is probably a great idea. This will be worth the trip after all.
Well, as long as we make it there alive.
That's also true. So were you a mercenary then?
Yes. That's one way of putting it.
So a mercenary turned tailor?
Well, I always had a knack with a needle and thread.
Can I do the Dragon Age equivalent to an insight check?
You can. I'm trying to see what you can use here for that.
I don't know if that's like cunning or perception. One of those
Empathy.
two? Empathy? Which one's
is
empathy?
Persuasion.
Persuasion?
You can use empathy.
Oh,
Or
there is no
perception.
persuasion.
I'm sorry, perception.
Perception? I was like, wait, there is no persuasion. Ooh.
He sounds honest.
All right.
A little weird, but honest.
Where are you from?
Well, now here and there, but believe it or not, I was born in the Circle Tower.
You were born in a circle tower. Obviously not a mage, since you lack the ability, but
Oh no, I'm no fancy spell slinger. I was just born there because that's where my mom decided to plot me out.
so your mother is a mage.
No, my mother is not a mage. No, my mother and father, well, my father anyway, was a lyrium dealer.
Oh. Well, I suppose that makes sense, especially if you're going to a circle. So did you travel a lot, or did you go to just the one circle?
Well, we went wherever we were needed, but end of the day, it was a lot of circle traveling.
Well, I suppose your business isn't too terribly busy now, considering how there's only some circles up and running again, but not all.
That's why I'm not in the lyrium business. I let those up in Orzammar. I had a brain fart. I almost said Ostagar again. I let those
The
in.
other O.
I
The other O.
I let those in Orzammar worry about the lyrium trade. It's a lot safer dealing in clothes. Less explosions, less people trying to kill you. Everyone seems to wear what you make.
It's so funny you mention that, because I believe my friend back there was originally looking for some lyrium. I mean, she's a mage after all. So it would come in handy to have a few on her person.
Well, I hate to break it to you. I don't know of any lyrium traders here in the caravan. She may be able to find somebody in Dinnerum.
You don't think your apothecary probably has them?
I don't know. Didn't really check her stock.
That's fair. Well, who knows? I mean, there's a few little towns along the way. We could get lucky, but perhaps Denerim would be the next best one. Oh shit, I had it flip-flopped. I thought Amaranthine was before Damarim. It's actually after. Damn it.
Yeah, there is just a long stretch of road between Lothering and Denerim.
Yeah, it's mostly farmland.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, we could go through the Brazilian forest and maybe make some trade over there, but it's gonna be hard to find lyrium.
Oh yes, let's go through the forest and piss off all the elves with all the humans going through their land.
Oh well, you know, I could just go on ahead.
Never come back.
Okay, bye. Yeah, all right. Well,
So
suppose
what
see
a-
what happens.
what about you and your friends? What brings all of you to the middle of nowhere in Lothering?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's just say we all met by chance.
Fate.
Call it whatever you want. I call it bad luck.
Where'd you meet that it was such bad luck?
The Kokari Wilds.
Yeah, that sounds like bad luck. What were all of you doing in the wilds? That's not really a place for anyone.
Oh, well, I won't bore you with the details. Let's just say that we were kidnapped by some bandits, we escaped, and that's how we discovered the Darkspawn. So here we are.
Wait, you were in the wilds when the blight started?
Indeed.
Oh.
Why is that?
Oh no, I know somebody who may want to buy your story, but that's for another day.
Oh, really? Who? Why would you buy my story?
I mean, three strangers meeting in the Kakari Wilds, all at the hands of being kidnapped by a bunch of bandits, discovering the next blight, now traveling to Denerim. I mean, it's a story that writes itself.
You're saying that the person you know is a writer?
Of sorts. Dabbles mostly.
Well, our first priority is not to get fame through word and paper, so...
So, aside from me paying you, why are you heading I'm sorry, not Lothering, Denerim?
Well, I suppose you could say we're doing our duty to help with the recent blight and try to find some Grey Wardens. We're trying to get some information, really. Don't really know what we're doing otherwise, just information gathering, really.
Just shooting in the dark, hoping something hits.
Unfortunately.
You'd be surprised how many times that's worked out for me. I mean, Denerim's a good place to go. It does tend to be a center of information. Well, at least in these parts of the world. Look on the bright side. You're not going to have a bunch of snooty masked people trying to stab you in the back, all for some weird game.
Oh, that's true. But that doesn't mean we'll be able to avoid it. At some point, we're planning, depending on the information, I suppose, to go west. So, who knows? Maybe we'll have to go face the Arlesians in their game if we go that far.
Oh, best of luck to you if that happens.
Well, it's a good thing I'm a great shot.
Oh, I mean, if you can't hit them, play them in cards. They're awful.
Don't really play cards, I suppose. Never really played them.
So, what's with your mage friend?
What about her?
Seemed rather interested in the Orlesian stuff. She Orlesian?
No, she just loves the finer things. Although, to be completely honest, you probably shouldn't say that. It might offend her.
Oh, I didn't mean to offend. Most people who are into Orlesian, if you can call it fashion, are Orlesians. Others don't really like to look like they're coming from a circus.
Well, I do admit she at least doesn't do the poofy sleeves and the really obnoxiously large dresses, but She is
Oh, and
flashy.
can we
She likes
talk?
flashy.
Can we talk about the masks? What is up with the masks?
Your guess is as good as my own. All I know is that apparently it's part of the game. I don't know. Apparently, if you don't wear a mask, you're a slave or a lowborn.
Maybe they're all just very ugly.
I mean, that can be it too.
That would be hilarious. Maybe they all have boils around their eyes.
Ooh, maybe next time you see an Orlesian, take their mask off. See if you can't get a look at them.
It'd be my pleasure, actually.
But what if it's actually a part of their face?
Oh, like they get it magically sealed on their face or something?
No, like they're born with it. The mask is just like a part of them. Like the entire time
That's very odd.
the entire time this conversation is going on, Estia can hear word for word what they're saying.
Conversation is far more interesting than the book she was reading.
Well, the only thing, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're snooty and whatnot, but I don't really care for them unless they tried to take over for Eldon again, but it's been many, many years, so I won't worry too much about it.
Oh, well, looks like we're a little ways out of town. You and your friends want to scout forward a bit, make sure we're not walking into anything.
Of course. And I'll hop off and I'll run ahead. And I'll whistle for Saran to come with me.
While this is going on, while all the conversation is going on, Estia, what were you looking for when you went back into the cart?
Just pretty stuff, honestly. Makeups, perfumes, any jewelry that might look good on me. Wasn't trying to
Okay.
really find
So
any.
you find like pieces of jewelry here and there, and like you pick up the dresses, but you've never been a fan, or actually most people aren't a fan, but it's just the tacky Orlesian fashion. Though for a moment there, it feels like your bag is like warming up a little bit.
I know what that's about. Does this cart have like a door that I can shut to give myself privacy?
It's a covered wagon, so yes, there is. It's like one of those like medieval like travel suites that royalty used to go in. So there's like a bed and everything like that. It's a personal wagon and less transport.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of stick my head out the door, kind of get the attention of Mason and Magnus, and I guess Valentha's not there at the moment. Just be like, give me a moment of privacy, would you? I just need to change my clothing very quickly. Wipe off some of that soot, Magnus.
Before you light yourself on fire again. All right.
Yes, before that happens. I'll just be a minute. She kind of dips back in and closes the door. If it has a lock, she'll lock it. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
It's a little loop latch.
Well, she'll flip that, make sure there are no other openings or windows that people can peek through. And as soon as there's privacy, she'll pull that cylinder back out of her bag, lay it down on the ground, and this time fully unwrap it.
And you do that, and you can see that it's beginning to pulse a little bit, giving off just this noticeable heat. And as you're sitting there staring at it, you feel somebody grab your shoulder. And then you're spun around and you're brought face to face with this average height looking male in this black like chain armor, but you can see that his skin is like gray and a little like peeled away and sunken in, and there's a rather familiar blast mark in the center of his face. And just like wisps of like very familiar red hair as he just screeches at you. And then you snap out of it and you're looking around, you're back in the cart covered in like a cold sweat.
Well, that's the literal past coming back to haunt me. I'm going to wrap that cylinder back up, put it back in my bag, and kind of very slowly and very obviously shaking, open the door and step out. And like not even aware of anything around me, step off of the cart and start walking alongside it. Eyes down, hands shaking.
Like anyone who looks at her can notice like a very thin veil of like feverish sweat on her brow.
I look down. Are you okay?
No response.
Hmm. Sure.
What are you using the persuasion for?
Trying to get a response out of Asthea.
How are you trying to persuade her?
Gut
Asthea, are
dumplings,
you
though.
sure there's nothing wrong? You look incredibly pale.
You can roll a communication test against that, Esthea. So a 10 to 11. So like you say something about she just keeps ignoring you with her head down.
You have a stunt too, actually. An RP stunt.
Both of you do.
Magnus.
Yeah,
Oh, they both do. Oh shit.
but I failed that, so.
Well, no, you didn't fail it. This is a test. This is a contest. So both of you would get the actions of it.
Asthea, you look haunted by something. Are you okay? Magnus just reaches down, snaps his fingers a couple times in front of her face. Hello?
I think she would be too out of it to make use of those stunt points. So I think with that going on like right in front of her face, it would kind of get her attention. But she looks up kind of very slowly at Magnus, and the expression on her face is almost like she doesn't recognize him. And she holds that gaze for a few seconds before she snaps back into it and blinks a bit and wipes the sweat from her brow.
I mean, if you're not feeling well, maybe you should just ride on the cart. I can walk.
No, I don't want to go back in that cart.
There's something wrong with it.
Do me a favor and look inside, please.
I swivel on my seat and just look back inside.
So like you peer through like a little top window of it, and aside from the really tacky Orlesian fashion sense that's like on display all over the place, doesn't seem like there's anything wrong.
There's nothing here. Like, there's strange Arlesian dresses and such, but nothing that would warrant that response. I mean, I know their fashion is ghastly, but
There's nobody in there.
no, you were in there, and now you're not.
Was.
So there's no one there.
It's been a long day. Perhaps I'm just tired.
Maybe you should just lay down.
I think walking a bit will be good for me. The fresh air. It's fine. I'm quite all right.
If you say so.
Yes. Yes, I'm all right.
All right, and I think we are going to end there for tonight. End with a little haunting vision from or I should say Honestia, as everyone begins to travel from Lothering with the wagon party, slowly making their way to Denerim.
At least I wasn't dead.
Yes, Rosa, we're ending about 15 minutes early because what I have planned next is going to take more than 15 minutes to set up, and I really don't want to set up in the middle of it and then have things fall apart, because I don't know who can make it next week, who's going to be out next week. I know Zorro, you said you're going to be out next week, right?
Yes, but I might be able to make it next Wednesday, but I will let you know.
Okay.
Plans may have changed.
And Ogren in the background yelling.
He hears sound outside and he can't go outside. Come here.
Okay. So also I'm trying to make it a thing to where we do not end in combat anymore. Because I noticed this because Imp wasn't going to make it. If somebody's missing in combat, it kind of sways what's going to happen or what can happen. And it makes things a little unbalanced. So I'm going to try my best not to end in combat. May happen sometimes because, we can't help it. Combat runs long. But but like I said, that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Thank you for tuning in. The hosts, the follows, the raids. You guys are absolutely amazing. We love you for it. This is not the only show that we do here on Behold Roleplay. On Tuesday nights, we have Gibbering Mouthers, which is our 5th edition D&D campaign, which I run and Zorro and Fox are a part of. Tonight is Blood on the Grey, which is our Dragon Age campaign. And Sundays is Waist High and Waterdeep, which is our Dragon Heist campaign, where slowly but surely we're getting on to the story along with shenanigans. But stick with it, guys. We are going to go on a raid and show our love and support to another community here on Twitch. But before we do, HP Fox, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
Before I do that, I have to ask a question that I've been dying to know.
Okay.
Is that a solid cylinder of red lyrium, or is it something that has red lyrium on it?
It's not really a solid cylinder, like it's it has been melded into a cylinder. It's raw red lyrium that's in just like a cylinder shape.
Oh dear God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, red lyrium isn't really refined. It's just raw.
Yeah. It does not nice things to people usually, from what I've seen. But very powerful stuff. So that'll be interesting. So I am here on this channel 3 times a week. Aside from being here, I also work very closely with the Hunter Wild on everything we do. We have a very big announcement coming up tomorrow. That's Thursday for those that may already be in tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific. As well as that, I am one of the 3 folks behind Streamer Square.
Ravenslark, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I am Ravenslark. I'm a variety caster here on Twitch, live on my own channel, usually 4 days a week, and then here on Wednesday with these lovely people. As most of everyone knows, I have been taking a bit of a break due to some family stuff. I'm slowly getting back into streaming more regularly as time allows, but I mean, life first and then everything else. So,
Zorro, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I am Zorro for Me 3. I am a variety caster / creative streamer on Twitch, where when I do stream, before I get back into it in a couple weeks, I do a lot of story heavy based games, RPGs, Dead by Daylight, and doing commissions like character artwork, Twitch badges, and emotes, and all that stuff in between. I'm here twice a week with these awesome people on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, whether it be a very lucky persuasive elf or a ditzy dampier. I get into all kinds of shenanigans with these guys.
Hashtag blame Impious. Yeah, for the command, we need to get a Zoro command set up.
I think there is one, just nobody knows what it is.
Yeah, like I tried everything and it's like, nope, not gonna work. I am Rojan Quest. I am one of the DMs here on Behold Roleplay. I'm here 3 nights a week, DMing on Tuesdays, DMing on Wednesdays, and playing on Sundays. Aside from that, I have my own Twitch channel where I play a variety of multiplayer games, currently focusing on Dauntless, Neverwinter, Mortal Kombat 11, and My Time in Portia, all the while raising money for Extra Life. But like I said, we are going to go on a raid here, and we are going to go show our love to another D&D channel who's currently doing some DM workshop stuff. So we are going to go, and I need to get the right command here. We are going to go raid Maddie. Oh, I put their name wrong. We are going to go raid Maddie Morg. So if you guys want to join us on that raid, hit that raid button or join now button up at the top and drop our raid call of Behold a Raid in their chat a couple times. Let's go show them some love. And we will catch you guys Sunday for more Waste Time and Waterdeep. But until then, guys, have a good one.